Hi. Thank you, Senator.
Yeah.
I'm Linda Cohen from West Tisbury, Massachusetts.
Hi, Linda.
Hi. I'm so proud to live in Massachusetts where you are our senator.
Oh, that's
And you have already heard a couple of questions on this topic. I'm a Jewish grandmother. I grew up with a very traditional Jewish education. My background led me to feel passionately about human rights and religious freedom. And so I'm also one of the people here that's so distressed witnessing Israel bombing Gaza and killing children in preemptive strike. And right now they have declared Masafer Yatta, which is a place where Bedouin shepherds live. They've declared that a firing zone, a military firing zone, and they're destroying their villages and schools. And I would love to be able to talk to you more, not here, about the question of whether it should be a two-state or one-state solution. When I was there in March and I met with Israelis who are working for peace and human rights, they were saying that it's like the women who came to King Solomon. One said, yes, let's split the baby in half, and the other was like, no, never. And he said that for people, for Palestinians, and for religious Israelis who love that land, splitting that baby in half is not acceptable. And so there are some people on both sides that think human rights for all is really what's needed. And so this isn't exactly I'm trying to respond to what you said. And I pray that you'll continue to speak out on behalf of human rights for Palestinians and to continue to speak out against giving military aid to Israel while they're committing such egregious human rights abuses.
So I appreciate, Linda, that you are here and that you speak out. That is important. And when I visited Israel, and we talked about the one-state versus two-state. And the one thing I want to say in defense of two-state, and I understand there are a lot of concerns in a lot of directions, but the one thing I do want to say in defense of two-state solution is I hope that's not inconsistent with the respect for human rights. That the intent is that it's self-determination for two groups to live where they decide for themselves the kind of nation they want, the kind of people they want to be, and that they learn to live with respect for each other. So the only thing I want to say is a slight amendment to what you said is I hope those two things are not inconsistent. I understand that there are those who believe a one-state solution may be a better or more achievable end, and I certainly want to hear more about how you approach this. But I do think at the end of the day, what matters most is that we have to treat everyone with respect, and we have to ask that of our allies. That is part of what it means to be a good friend, is to say, you have to treat others with respect. That is part of friendship. So
thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Linda. Thank you.